gentlemen from New York City, Keenan Carbajal with us. Thank you for being here in New York City. How you feeling for performing Irish Day, St. Patrick's Week?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to. I'm excited to perform and make a couple Irish people mad.
Hey,
I'm gonna go out there and fight my ass off and get the win.
how much percent of Irish do you have? I mean, you mentioned in that
I
press
know, right?
conference.
Oh, you know what I left out? I forgot. My middle name is Scott, so my name is Keenan Scott Carbajal. So 2/3.
There you go. You got
2/3 Irish.
So we are
2/3.
something related, not disrespecting the Irish community. I mean,
Not at all.
So much love and support as well. I can tell you that I got a lot of favorite fighters. Michael Callum, Carl Frampton, one of my best, ever fighters I met, and super humble. But let's talk about, fighting on that week. How is it for you to come to New York City and perform in front of many people right here?
Right. No, this is the mecca of boxing, fighting at the Madison Square Garden. So, it's an honor to be here. This is historic. I'm the first person in my city to fight in the Madison Square Garden. So I'm the first person from Phoenix to ever fight here. So I'm gonna stamp it and really putting Phoenix on the map and planting my flag here. So I'm really excited and really just honored to be the representative for my city.
Awesome, and I'm pretty sure it won't. This is not gonna be probably the last time. I'm pretty sure if another opportunity comes, that'll be also to come and have the community over here to support you, and not only that, Mexican fans, Puerto Ricans, and the whole culture over here. Because once you turn around, there's so many cultures over here.
Right.
So and everybody loves boxing. And talking about boxing, let's talk about the main event: Sutherland versus Walsh. What's your thoughts on it? I mean, two guys that there have the punching power. To me, it's like 50-50. I don't know.
Oh yeah, really? So I haven't seen too much of Sutherland, but I did watch Walsh, and I like his aggression. I like his style. He's very compact and very tight. His punch selection, I think he's very fluid too in his combination. So, I mean, I see him getting the win. I heard a lot of people behind him right now, so he has a lot of momentum and a lot of good things going for him right now. So, I mean, I hope he gets the win. Either one. I hope whoever's the better fighter that night, I hope they get the win.
Yes, as Dean mentioned in the press conference, the best man may win. I mean, I spoke with Dean, and he says that he doesn't want to leave this to the judges, because eventually, talking about that, judges play a big role on one of the fights that I'm pretty sure you were able to watch. Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Tank Davis. What's your thoughts on it? Who you think won that fight?
I think a draw is fair. I think both guys knew each other too much, and I think had Tank been fighting somebody else, we would have saw the old Tank. But I think Tank knew Roach too much. He's known him since a kid. He's fought him since a kid. So I really think it was just a very high stakes sparring match. I think that's what it was. I really don't think that they were in there trying to kill each other like they typically, as if they were fighting somebody else, another opponent. I think both guys knew each other, and it was just like a sparring match. So
it's awesome to see what outcome it will be on the third fight, because eventually when it was the first press conference over here in New York City, they said that was in the contract a rematch. So, and also I spoke with Robert A. Diaz, the one who's managing Lamont Roach, and he says that the rematch is coming. Hopefully it doesn't take that too long.
Oh, good.
They don't know if they're going to bring it to Baltimore. They don't know if they bring it to D.C. So...
Okay, yeah, no, that's good. Well, they got it out the way now. So they got the first fight out the way. Now the second fight, I bet you will be a lot better, because now there's a little animosity now. The first time you got to get used to fighting your friend. You got hitting each other and stuff, but this time around, they're like, nah, hell no. You're messing up my money now, so now we got to fight.
Not only that money, I mean, eventually I heard one of the interviews from Robert Garcia that sometimes says, I know money comes, but it's always better. Like, imagine if Lamont Roach, I mean, to me, with all due respect to Tank, Lamont Roach took that win, but, decision is decision. We can't change that. So, and Robert Garcia says that sometimes it's all good when you become 2 times champion and you won against a tough guy and a champion that eventually has been, in many fights and just knocking out people. But that night, it wasn't his night. So we'll see what outcome will be on a third fight. I mean, I say the third fight because in the first fight, that was an amateurs. this is I know in professionals, and that's the second,
okay.
the third, the rematch. But let me correct myself. This is the first fight, and then the second.
Okay.
So rematch, but I call it that way because they knew each other from the amateurs. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah, no, and so they fought a couple times in the amateurs, right?
Yes. So.
Yeah. So that's
And
what I'm saying.
and
yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be awesome to see. Probably this year what they're gonna bring at the table. And talking about that. It's just recently an press conference over here in New York City. Canelo Alvarez, William Scull. I'm pretty sure everyone is underestimated William Scull, but boxing Cuban style is always a trouble for Canelo. We've seen that in the past with Laris Landy Lara.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's gonna be a complicated fight for Canelo. What's your thoughts on it?
I think right now, I don't think Canelo's gonna run into any problems unless he fought Benavidez. I think Benavidez is the only fight that's really proposed as a challenge. Anything else is really Canelo's he's just riding off into the sunset. I'm really surprised because His Excellency is doing that fight, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
right.
so he's really been doing like 50-50 fights, but this one isn't really a 50-50 fight.
And he's taking that fight all the way out of Saudi Arabia, and we would love to see this fight over here in the U.S. But for some reason, like they say, the money,
Yeah,
you already know, you already know the second word.
Yeah, maybe Canelo's next fight will be a little more tougher competition. That's no disrespect to Scull. I haven't personally seen him fight. Yeah, the Cuban style is always proposes the risk to Canelo, but the boxing, the boxing. Anybody that can box and move around, they're gonna propose complications for Canelo.
Talks in the future, they say that probably Terrence Crawford will be one of the opponents for Canelo Alvarez. What's your thoughts? Not disrespecting to Terrence Crawford, he's pound for pound, great boxer, great champion, but does he have the skills in order to beat Canelo, jumping at 168 division?
Well, to answer that question, yes, he definitely has the skills. He has the skills to beat anybody. That's a really good fighter, excellent fighter, probably the best in the world right now. Now, does he have the size and the punch resistance to beat Canelo is a different question. Canelo's over 200 pounds when he's in the ring. So once they get in there, it's a lot different fighting somebody that much bigger than you. But if skills is what's gonna get it done, then I do think that Crawford does stand a chance. But it's one of those things you just don't know until you're in there. Crawford, he has the skills, he has the talent, he has the intelligence, he has everything to beat Canelo. But if you're fighting a guy that's 50 pounds bigger than you, it's kind of hard to.
That's the same question that I asked, and I've been asking everyone, and they've been saying he's a skillful fighter, he has everything, but does he have the power to hurt Canelo? Does he have the power to knock him out? That's the question that eventually we gotta tune in if that fight happens. Of course, everyone is waiting for Canelo versus David Benavidez because that's the one that everyone is expecting. Hopefully Canelo doesn't retire from boxing before that fight happens, but the time will only speak. Right behind you, MSG, women's boxing. First question for you, what's your thoughts on women's boxing? Eventually now, it's all over the place now. Women's boxing bring actions, entertaining, and not disrespecting. As I interview Juan Manuel Marquez says that sometimes the sparring, not the sparring session, but sometimes fighters, they do like a sparring session. But when there is a fight on women's boxing and that card, that saves the night because sometimes it's kind of boring, not disrespecting again, but women's boxing enters. Once they, hear the ring bell and everything like that, bring action, and sometimes they save the night. What's your thoughts when you hear that women's boxing now is putting everything and performing and going all the way to the top?
Yeah, no, I'm really happy for the females in boxing. I think that the masses, the public, are finding out something that we've always known. So in the amateurs coming up, the Rose fights are the funnest. They go in there and it's all skill and all training out the window. They're just duking it out. So the Rose fights were always the funnest to watch. And I think the world is finding that out. So I'm really happy that the girls are being provided the platform to be able to showcase that in the world.
Eventually, always, my respect for all these women because let me put you an example. And I was just talking about right behind yourself, there is the MSG, and it comes a fight Serrano Taylor, the third fight, July 11. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, no, that was one I was gonna mention. That Serrano, she's bad. Man, she's bad. She's inspired my little sister. My little sister,
There you
she
go.
sees it. Yeah, so I mean, I've been training my little sister since she was yay high, and she's seen Amanda sit on the TV. She's like, I could do that, and she can. She can. My sister's really, I mean, really, really good.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is she here today? I mean, in order that.
She's just resting.
Oh,
right now.
that'd be cool to grab her in order that she can speak about women's boxing and also about Amanda Serrano, because I've been, around women's boxing and interviewing everyone from all over the places. And excuse me.
His sister would talk about.
Oh, there you go.
About
Let me
him.
introduce the
Yes,
mom.
yes, let's get back to him. He's got a
Keenan,
big
and
fight,
over
yep.
here. But we're
Yep.
gonna get the mom right now in a little bit. Hey, it's awesome to hear. Can you introduce a little bit of your sister? I mean, everything that you've been teaching her, and just leading her in women's boxing.
Yeah, no. So I mean, we're big on the fundamentals. Big on the fundamentals. She's her basics, her jab, her right, are damn near perfect. She hits really hard. Yeah, she hits really hard, and just a very fundamentally sound boxer. Just well-rounded fighter. She has no experience. She's just training right now. But when that day that she does want to get in the ring, she'll be fully prepared and ready to beat anybody up.
And eventually looking forward, for to see you, becoming great and also following your step, because at the end of the day, I feel like you are an inspiration also from your family, from everybody. So I bet you that she supports you,
Thank you.
like 100%.
Yes, 100%.
And nothing, just, like I said, coming up, and have you over here is a blessing, and it's a privilege and honor to see you coming from, far away where you are. Any message that you would like to send the fight fans and everyone that will tune in this interview, and of course all your supporters, Texas, all over the place?
Yeah, Phoenix, we're here, baby. We did it. We're here in Madison Square Garden. We're planning our flag, and come Sunday night, Phoenix will be on top.
Ready to rock and roll, and I wish you nothing but the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Keenan Carbajal with us. Thank you again.